From chapter start. July 10th, 1:40 p.m. Defendant lobby 2. Apollo? I can't believe it. It really happened during the second act? And right in the middle of Lamirwa's performance? Why she was in that air vent. And that switch and the flaming guitar? When you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I knew you had what it took. Oh, it's Papa Phoenix. Ah, Daddy! Mr. Wright. You believed in me? Not really. Huh? I just thought that'd make a cooler entrance than, say, hiya. Why do I even bother hoping? Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to the office at all. Sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission. Secret? You mean like you're undercover? Like Mr. Latouche, only shorter and not as well dressed. Oh no, what if you're shot too, Daddy? Would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Machi Tobai off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after the detective, aren't you? Darian Crescend? It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? The case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely that our diva divine is telling the truth. But what about all the proof? The brooch and the switch? A piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definite proof of their connection to the case. But...
Wintermute. Papa.
Papa. If the sultry songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in a frying pan, leaving behind the faintly singed scent of failure. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Detective Sky. Emma? Let's see. This bag of snacks here was meant for me. Ah, here it is. What are those, Daddy? They don't look very good snacking material. They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder. Gunpowder? Or probably a firecracker or something similar, like these ones kids are into these days. These kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa. Hey, Apollo! That's where we found that little device thingy. Right, this. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense. That's all for me, I suppose. See you after the verdict. Maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Excuse me? What? Excuse me? Find Darian Crescend's igniter and set it off. And he walked out the door, just like a magician, normally. What does he want us to do? No conventional methods? What does that mean? I guess we have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes. Yeah, sounds kinky, right? I guess. We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. Hang in there, chat. We're almost there. How many more testimonies do we have to listen to? Oops, I was fiddling with my controller too much and popped out a paddle. Hold on. Okay. Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where is Detective Crescend? In the witness lounge, ready to be called at any time. Very well. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Darian was the first detective I ever worked with. Fuck the police. We stopped working together when we moved to Criminal Affairs, Division 3. But his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know. Hair forehead. Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Okay. Bring Gumtree. And the judge's Canadian brother back. Very good. Detective Darian Crescend. Name and occupation, please. Darian Crescend, Detective, Criminal Affairs, Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Gavineers. Maybe you've heard of us. What a fucking bitch. Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here. The situation's changed, Darian. And don't call me partner. So much for old friends. Your voice is so destroyed. Yeah, mine's actually acting up already, and we just started the stream. I find that drinking hot tea helps actually quite a bit. Which testimony are we on? We haven't even started getting to a testimony. We've literally just gotten to the courtroom. He does detective work with that Yu-Gi-Oh hairdo. Yeah, right? You're trying to hit high notes in Desperado. Nice. Jojo Sharkman. Yeah, right? How you doing, Oz? This is like the half-hour mark. We talked for a little bit. We also had a conversation with Phoenix Wright out in the lobby for a bit. I see what you're doing, Darian. You're pressing the prosecution. Hello there, Dizai. How is it going? Your Honor, if we could begin the trial. Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. Here, we're getting started, finally. You may begin with your response to Lamirwa's testimony. That's right, it's me. A man wearing a dead animal, and my stand Smash Mouth gives me the power to control other people's teeth. Good, thanks for asking. Yeah, I'm glad you're good. We're just chilling here playing some Ace Attorney. Doing some really bad voice acting. It's great. You may begin with your response to Lamirwa's testimony. It's a very good emote. I don't have that one unlocked yet. I really hope I get it. If in fact you have anything to say about it. Oh, I got plenty to say. Lying must be a national pastime in Borginia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice, conventional methods are out the window, huh? Here goes nothing. Hey, it's testimony time. The diva's lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never even heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if. Didn't Detective Emma Skye hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? The shooting took place when I was on stage, man. Objecting song. So you claim Lamirwa's testimony was a lie? Hey, don't get me wrong, I dig what she's doing, trying to protect that kid. Didn't he just contradict every single thing he's proven in this case? Yeah, but he's fucking... Of course he is, because he's the fucking murderer, right? What an asshole. Also, yeah, he's claiming... Yeah, it was the third set, yeah. Okay. And she's got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just because she's blind. Rude. Auto-approved emotes. Yeah, I literally added them in the 20 minutes before my stream started, so they're not even all replaced yet. I just got them half an hour ago. All the tier 1 ones are replaced. Tier 1, 2s, and 3s. The 2 didn't change. I have to upload all the other ones later after the stream. The bit ones are not changed over yet. The ping shows up better in the chat than on the cam. You go too far, Darian. Look, all I'm saying is, he got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? Detective Sky, I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. You didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. Can't do this with Lamirwa's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. Crime complaints I made it pinker. Yes, it's hot pink. It's hot pink. Darian's rebuttal. The diva's lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never even heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots? As if. Okay, I'm gonna press this. Hold it!
Hold it!
Actually, I was there too. So I hear. Which means you've heard them too, right? The gunshots? Oh, that one's not getting updated. Because it's already dark red hair. Yes, we heard gunshots. Neither I nor Emma actually saw the shooting, mind you. I guess you and Lamirwa got the same excuse then. We know one thing for certain here. There were gunshot-like sounds that emanated from that room during this third set. What we must determine is whether those sounds were actually gunshots. Machi heard them too. Remember he said he ran for the air duct when he heard them? So, how do we figure out what those gunshots during the third set were? What? Are you serious? Like, didn't we just get evidence to show... Oh. Didn't we just get evidence? Possibly a firecracker? So you think this was some kind of firecracker? Yeah. Or one of those noisemakers like you shoot off on New Year's. Did you know that in China they use firecrackers on New Year's to scare off evil? So it's kind of the same thing. Really? I had no idea. Well, did you know this? It takes more than 500 peanuts to make one 12-ounce jar of peanut butter. At least my useless fact had something to do with the evidence. USA pop quiz. Was that sound a firework or a firearm? Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna present that. I'm gonna say that's what I have to present here. Objection!
Objection!
Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things? The first was this small device. That's the remote-triggered igniter. Correct. And, one more thing. What are those? The remains of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope. Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker. How did Gavin know about this? What, you think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning before coming here.
SSGKOU003. Objection overruled.
That's when I made my decision, actually. What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin? I registered Darian as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been 2 firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control. You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient to me. How so? So you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off? Right when 2 witnesses came walking by? That's right! Darian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then? If a firecracker goes off in the forest and there's no one there to hear? You get my drift? Why go through the trouble, man? How do I explain this? Keep your stupid comments in your pocket. He may not look it, but Darian is a gifted detective. Show any weakness and he's sure to find it. Fucking fuck the police. He may not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself. And I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd? A headset. The kind all the band and staff members were wearing. That's right! Yeah, I fucking mentioned that yesterday! We picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room. What if that headset was dropped, but placed? And what if it was turned on? You could hear what was going on in that hallway. Even if you were out on stage. Yo, his hair goes like all the way down to like halfway down his back. At the back! Check it next time they show him from the back. Whose side are you on, Gavin? Yeah, I did mention the headset thing like 5 testimonies ago. Probably exactly 5 testimonies ago. Whose side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Darian. There are no sides in a court of law. Which is why I now turn to you, Hair Forehead. I have a question for you. Huh? For me? The igniter and the burnt fragments that were found at the scene of the crime. It's certainly a possibility that they were part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Sorry. Throw the headset from the hallway into the mix, and you could fabricate an alibi. But we're still no closer to proving anything. Those gunshots might have been real or fake, we can't say. Ugh. You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. Now you need to prove the other half of the case. The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. He wants you to prove the thing went down in the second act. While our little piano player was on stage. That right, Gavin? Indeed. You can't prove that? Then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless. Well, Mr. Justice? Can you prove the crime took place during the second act? Set? Yeah, I think. Yeah, we have the fucking... Oh my god, we have the fucking mixing board, right? You'd better know, Apollo, otherwise we're through. It can be proven. You make it sound like someone else is going to come along and do it for you. It's okay, Clavier makes everyone yawn. I fucking hate that guy. Let's continue with the cross-examination then, shall we? Witness, your testimony, if you would. This isn't gonna be easy. I need some decisive proof, and fast. Huh. You ready, kid? 'Cause I am. Hold on. The shooting took place during the second set. I am sure. Wait, talking about what? I've already forgotten what she said. God damn it. Okay. It's this, right? Like, we don't have anything else. Mixing board. Objection!
Objection!
It seems there was clear proof left behind. Right here, in Lemire Was song. Hell yeah, the good music is going. No, I think she was talking about, like, we're through as in our case is over. Her song? What exactly is this, device thing? It's probably a cell phone, right? A new variety of gramophone, perhaps? Come on, we just use this, and don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance part by part. Parts? You move the sliders to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lemire Was voice included. Oh-ho! But what does this prove? According to Lemire Was testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. Ah. You intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? We might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. Huh. Ridiculous. I also miss Gumshoe. How are you supposed to hear the gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? Have you forgotten, Darian? We were all wearing these headsets. Oh. Oh, he's getting sweaty. We were all deeply involved in our performance, but Lemire Was headset would have picked up what she heard all the same. Then let's get to analyzing that recording. Right now. Lemire Was stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot and I'll find the gunshots. Okay, so that's the second verse, right? Locate the gunshot. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. It is the one. Hold on. Right there. Take that! Take that!
Take that!
Your Honor, listen closely to this part. This is the track with Lemire Was vocals. When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. Bang. Pleasure! I did hear something faintly there, oh my. Why, it sounded like a gunshot. What? This has to be some kind of mistake. Floppy Boys Club. Was that there the entire time? Could it be heard at the beginning of the case? Yeah, probably. I didn't check it, though. I didn't check it. I'm pretty sure it's probably been there the whole time. Yeah, at least we didn't have to watch the entire video. I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Lemirwa's testimony was true. Ugh. Order. So she was telling the truth about what she heard? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch now. Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire. Detective Crescend, you weren't on stage during the second set. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Yes, yes, these guys are both fucking cops. They're in a fucking cop band. So fucking uncool. You could have done it. But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't 2 bullets fired from this weapon? Lemirwa was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she passed over the dressing room, the gun fired again, and Mr. Latouche's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescend? Ah, once again, I am reminded of something. Our performance that day. Your performance? Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Hair Forehead. What is with it today? Problem after problem. I don't remember how to say that. My hog won't start. My guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? Octune. This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. Ah. It was you, Darian. I thought it strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, You what? And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Latouche's .45 hand cannon. As we have learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. Wait, you mean his plane was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? Huh, you're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Crescend? I am a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued to police officers is a .38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Latouche. Which suggests that there was a struggle between the killer and the victim. So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean? I'm a trained police officer, and so is this shark I'm wearing. Oh, fuck. The thought had occurred. Oh, fuck. I missed what he said. Shit. Ooh. Oh, well. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Crescend. What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves Rolled Up Ready for Action has to say. Hey, you, attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape that you could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a .45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin. I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. The witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Oh, great, we're gonna get another testimony? Your testimony, please, Detective Crescend. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it. Testimony 2. Okay. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? Why indeed? Prosecutor Gavin, is this the case that Mr. Latouche had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes. Not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great. Now I need to find a motive. It's probably the fucking cocoons. Hold on.
Plumberry muffin. I think the judge did it.
A judge kind of is an asshole. Well, yeah, it was definitely the cocoon smuggling, right? Come on, why would I even want to kill the manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive. Okay. I think I'm gonna... Hold on. Hold it!
Plumberry muffin. I blame this dude because he's dressed in a shark.
But that's the same for Machi. No reason, or no motive was proven for him either. And come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. Ugh. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it. Okay, hold on. Let's present... the test is which part of the testimony needs to be objected to when he says the same thing 4 times. I'm gonna say it's this. I'm gonna hope it's this. But yes, you are right. Objection!
Objection!
Your Honor, take a look at this. Oh, what's that? Looks like candy. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescend, ever see this? Looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one that color. It is a variety only found in the Republic of Borginia. Nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with a motive for killing Mr. Latouche, does it? It does. Oh, wait, I mean, I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man. A cocoon. Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. A curative for what? Apparently, it is most efficacious at treating a disease thought incurable. Yeah, incuritis. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Borginia. Whatever for. If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. What? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out into the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, one rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others. Interpol? Right! The victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescend. You insist on referring to him as a manager, but that is misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. Makes a huge fucking difference. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That's what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was gonna sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why? Testimony number 3. Here we go. Perhaps it's time for another testimony. About this smuggling of cocoons business. Cocoon smuggling. Okay. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in International Affairs, I know the deal. Fuck this guy. Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover. What other evidence do we have that is related to these cocoons? Hold on, sorry. I just want to check something. Oh. Hmm. 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 First case in the country. Oh, okay. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover. You kids think up the craziest things. But no way I'm gonna risk life and limb. Just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm gonna find out what. Okay. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. Do we think he was smuggling these cocoons in for the fucking Supreme Justice's son? Is this suppress everything to get the objectionable part? I'm wondering about that as well. Hold it!
Hold it!
That memo. That's how you knew about the cocoons. Oh, nice one, nice one. I'm running scared now. You had to know about the cocoons to plan this. Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I'd never heard of them. Well, Lemirwa knew about them, though not their use. My reports indicate that there are ongoing efforts to control information about the cocoons. Most people only know they're illegal to export, that's all. Then, I've nothing to be embarrassed about after all. You could say people like me who know about them are a little are a minority, yeah. But that includes everyone in international affairs, man. And everyone in Interpol, too, for that matter, yeah. Interpol's all hot and bothered about him. Hold it! Hot and bothered. So there are other Interpol agents like Mr. Latouche? All over the world, likely. Deep undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. Most came to the conclusion that can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you, they arrest you on the spot. Or another marketeer might think you're a part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Hold it. Hold it! God damn it. Hold it, please. Hold it. But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They'd turn you on your forehead and... they'd turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you could say, objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his hair, too. Who's on trial here again? Man, you so obviously know nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. Hold it.
Hold it!
Which is why you'd know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, back off of international affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are, Boy Scouts? That wasn't what I was trying to, he was calling you fucking corrupt, you asshole. Down, Darian, it's as you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. International affairs, Interpol, and Burgundian customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lap of every word that diva says. It's not smuggling, it's forgery, right? Why I oughta... Oughta what? You want some of this? Chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah? Screw cool. I want this guy's head on a fucking stick. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try to present that news article on this one. I should do a quick save first. There we go. It's this one, right? Yeah. Objection! Objection.
Objection!
Why not choose a less dangerous buyer, then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article, that's about the Chief Justice's... A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis. Incuritis. I've heard of that somewhere. You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha. Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You aren't sane. Our witness is a detective. He would have had contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying the Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life? But even if the deal went through, why it'd be an international scandal? And that's Detective Crescend's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice himself. Detective Crescend, is this true? First, I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? Distasteful as it is not to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller. Don't let Sleeves over there trick you. Sleeves! We also accuse him of being a cop. Uh-huh! So I made a deal with the Chief Justice? Where's your proof? What? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Organian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about Cocoons getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Okay, you forget I have qualified immunity. God damn it. Fucking hell. Okay. Everyone gets checked. Okay, I should probably press this, right? Hold it!
Hold it!
Just how strict is this customs check? Way strict. They keep planes on the ground for hours. I do recall it being a bit extreme. They were even confiscating gumdrops and marshmallows. Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them. That's right, Gavin was in Borginia, wasn't he? I remember setting off the metal detectors several times. I had to practically strip naked to walk through. Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmerous fop. Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. Hold it!
Hold it!
That's pretty extreme. Borginia has this rep as idyllic, laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Borginia is a peaceful, pleasant country. So this level of security shows us how truly concerned they are about these cocoons. That's the situation. Hey man, if there's a way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know. I think I know exactly how he did it. Hold on. Hold it! Hold it, please. If you guys remember back to, I think when we investigated Prosecutor Gavin's office, he had Lemiroir's guitar shipped from Borginia, but also vacuum packed. So, you're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. But all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Smuggling ops! Not exactly something you want to go copying. But if you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich. What a fucking dick. Oh no. Judge! I would be interested in hearing, purely from a legal perspective, of course. I wait for our judicial system. Fucking... I can't pronounce words. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. Okay. Judicial. I fucked up. And then I couldn't- oh, fuck. That was- I skipped past the thing. I wanted to present on the last thing. Okay. Hey man, if there's a way to get cocoons out of there. Okay. Can I rotate the replica? Let me check. I should be able to check, like, everything. It's all rainbow. Sample. Huh? think they put a big enough label on it. Maybe it's to keep people from eating it by mistake. Yeah, they might think it was an otherwise tasty white lump of plastic. Maybe it's the manufacturer, sample toys, when you can't afford the real thing. Sounds like a company Mr. Wright would like. Yeah, I'm worried that Machi is also involved in this, but or Gavin. It could be Gavin too. I'm pretty sure this is what they used to smuggle it over though. Let's present this. Objection.
Objection!
But who smuggled it though? I'm not sure. Actually there is one way. Or it could be Lamirwa too. What? One way to get something out of the country, no checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor? Ah. I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamirwa. How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Borginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamirwa's studio. Yeah. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Ooh. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Borginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done in it recently, right? Work? Oh yeah, the sound hole! Good memory, hair forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. Broken device? Yes, this in fact. An igniter. Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean? He means this, of course. There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. Wah! Good noise. Order, order, order! So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. A precaution? Hair forehead. At last, it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro. The gentle sounds of Lamirwa's ballad, if you please. Oh my fucking lord! Okay, I thought we were gonna have to watch the fucking video again. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. Oh, I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was on to something. You would have known about the guitar. You'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch. Now! The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then... Mr. Latouche died. With Lemirwa there to witness it. There's your case. Solved it! Goodbye, everyone! Brilliant, man. Detective Crescend? I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian. The Republic of Borginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Borginian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lemirwa heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch. Now. You made this transmission from backstage. Well, your co-conspirator was on the stage. But who was it? This is it. Coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him. It's that fucking child. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say, then. But be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. File. Save state. Okay. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who has the smuggler's accomplice? Okay, I'm pretty sure it was Machi.
Wintermute. Thanks, Judge Uncle Ben Parker.
Take that!
Take that!
There's only one person who meets all of the requirements of an accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Machi Tobai. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche, and I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was, in fact, Lemirwa? It couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lemirwa was in the air vent, right above the dressing room when the shooter stood, or where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Well, looking at this, it seems that Lemirwa could have still done the deed. No. When the shooter made the transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar's serenade. When it was raised, part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lemirwa stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower, which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lemirwa's position in the air vent. Ah. Well, Detective Crescend, what do you say to that? Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor. Yes, Detective? We see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? No! No! Just one more time. No! Well, I don't see why not. What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. Please! Pleasure! But a fleeting melody!
Plumberry muffin. Dude with a beard looks so judgmental.
It wraps itself around me. And now, through the air I fly. I'm so glad we only had to watch that once.
SSGKOU003. It was the butler with the gun.
Too bad, so sad, punk. Punk? First, you were sleeves, then kid, now punk? You're losing rank fast, Apollo. What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? The problem isn't in what we see, correct, Darian? Right, it's what you hear. We are musicians, after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianist to set off that igniter? That's right. Yes? Oh, well, in order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? I fucking hate this song. Now through the air I fly. What seems to be the problem there? Piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem. Man, you still don't get it? Ah. Yeah, how's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva. Lamirwa. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. Ooh, okay, sure. But a fleeting melody. Piano plays non-stop. Couldn't have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. But, well... It's okay, we all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... strange? What's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. Odd? Mr. Justice, if Machi Tobai didn't press the switch, then he could not have been the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar's on fire. The pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story's full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Machi Tobai the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought. Apollo! If Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. I don't know what Valiant Grammary would get out of that if he was the one who did it. I don't see a motive there, but maybe we don't know the full story. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you better find a way to prove it. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, there has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd. Something odd. Wait a second. What? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? Strange. What's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Is the switch also a knife that's also a key? Didn't we learn he needed money for something? Something about family fortune or legacy. Was that this case? Oh, what, Valent Grammary? Yeah, I think so. I think I have to look here. Hold on. Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this? Okay. Can you prove Machi Tobai pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that... I guess we're gonna say yes, because I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna... save state here. He'd get the procedure making a cocoon disappear from Borginia and appear in Japan. I think they call it Japanifornia. He's a magician trying to rebuild the Grammary name. That is true. Let's say we can prove this. I don't know if you call this proof per se. I'm gonna look at the tracks again. But I can prove it was possible. Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Hair forehead, you're sure about this? Huh. Accept it. There's no evidence, man. Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed that switch? Yeah, I'm gonna hold on and look at the mixing board. So we know about one. What's going on? Which one is the piano track? Didn't Darian, like, stop playing at some point? As well? Was that during this part? That's guitar. It would have to be back here, right? I feel like there's plenty of points where there's a pause where he could have fucking hit the button. It's also way more complicated of a track there. Burden of proof is kind of asked backwards in these games. Usually defense is about providing reasonable doubt. There's so many points in this first part. Because the gunshot happens here, right? Or right here. Is he only playing with one hand? Gunshot happened, like, right... Oh, you can't see where I'm looking. It's right after this first, It's, like, right here is where it happened. So it would have been back here where there was a difference, like, right around, like, 3/4 of the way through here. Okay, I'm gonna try presenting this. The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch was made to be pressed. Or was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. Oh, okay, it's gonna do it automatically for me. I hear a piano being played. But, doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? Ah, I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand? One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. Huh. What, so you're some kind of, piano savant? Actually, no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Oh, wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah? You got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he... Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands. So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you gonna prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't. I admit, it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely that he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as a sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No. No way. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand. Right before the guitar burst into flame. Machi was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. And one section of the song proves it. The second part? What is the... Okay. I guess... No, play it. Oh. Is it the first or the second part? I can't tell. I'm so bad at fucking music stuff. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it is that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Hair Forehead. What? Realized what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. But there's no- we can't hear it. Okay. Man, 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 how many times do we have to listen to the same thing? I know, right? You're right, enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section. The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to the "Oh, that night in your embrace." Oh, yeah, that's way more fancy. Play verse 2 again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hear it now. They feel the same, true. But they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play for that, for sure. What's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the two verses had different arrangements. Happens all the time. Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. Somebody's in treble now. God damn it. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh. That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourselves why Machi changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press a switch. You have to base your case on music. Order. I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, quite. Though, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. Huh. What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up. Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over? I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed in you, Hair Forehead. What? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts I'll check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts. Anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, everyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But... 1,000 facts might point towards the same conclusion. But without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it! It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we already would have seen it a long ways back. It is unfortunate, but at present, the court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. It's a very noteworthy twist to the case. I can see how he passed the bar. You had to scale all the facts piling up. Very good. Very good. But at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? What? Excuse me? Excuse me? The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Paulo, remember what Daddy said? It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Every man has an igniter inside him. Find Darien Crescent's igniter and set it off. I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter. I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion? I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy, something fatal. So, can I get back to work now, or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Extradite him to Borginia? Yeah, right? Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. Can you imagine just saying that? Excuse me, what? Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Extradite him from the shark first? Ah, yes, good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo! What, and this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? It's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Hair forehead. You are accusing this man, Darien Crescend, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latouche and the smuggling of a Borginian to Cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on for far too long. Yeah, I know, Judge. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darien Crescent. Okay. This is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darien Crescent's plan is... I think we're gonna call a witness. We're gonna try to call... Machi. Phone a friend. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It's true that I couldn't show decisive evidence. But perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. Hello, crazy old gamer, how's it going? You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darien Crescent's guilt? Take that! Take that!
Take that!
The one person who can prove Darien Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tobai. I'm doing pretty good, crazy old gamer. I'm, my throat is a little dry, because it started acting up like 10 minutes into the stream, and I was like, ah, fuck, but it's gotten better. It makes having to do, like, deeper voices a little harder. Wait, what does that stand for? Are you fucking kidding me? I got it. Your client again? Machi Tobai was an accomplice to the Cocoon Smuggling plot. Without him, Darien Crescent could not have gotten the Cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove the one who plotted to smuggle that Cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? It would require just one of the very Cocoons Mr. Latouche was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia, we could burn a Cocoon. The burnt Cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would, no doubt, also find inside the burnt-out guitar. Naha, very scientific of you. Thus, if Machi Tobai acknowledges with his agreement, or acknowledges his agreement with Darien Crescend concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon, the case is solved. Darien's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? Little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law. Ah. Yeah, see? If our pianist was really a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescend. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. Nah. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Borginia. And they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today. Including the part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but... But if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not gonna find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow for it? But who's gonna think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tobai. Ugh. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Machi Tobai knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him. And that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Fuck this guy. Huh. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion, real nice. You want a house made out of cookies, or no? A house made out of pianos? Come on. Please. Don't Don't talk. That was an animation. Darien, I consider that my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession? Huh. Uh-oh, he's laughing again! There's kind of a sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Yes. Or yes! And you'll tell the court everything? I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew. From beginning, I knew. Machi. Situation I cannot explain, but money I needed. Very much money. Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However, it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternative system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobai. Yes? I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. I thank you. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth. And that's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobai, not guilty! Woo! Court is adjourned. July 10th, 4:42 p.m. District Court. Defendant, lobby number 2. I wonder what'll happen to Machi. Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. Oh, it's Papa! Daddy Phoenix. Machi did smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. So he's not totally, at fault, but he also didn't murder anyone. Daddy! I owe you both my thanks. Lamirwa? My, is something wrong? I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage, your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do, yet... something got a hold of him, something evil, I see that. He must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I am considering an eye operation. It was my suggestion, actually. You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny, I've always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lamirwa lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I've been running from. I was scared. You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting. Painting? That's right! She's the landscape painter in sound, after all. I will paint the two of you, I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamirwa! I owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday soon. You bet, me too! And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar's Serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end. The end. Okay. Turnabout Succession. So that, we're not playing that next week, but probably the week after, actually. Let's save up to this point. Yes. I remember that being the worst trial out of all of them. So now that we're through it... I remember hating the fucking hell out of that trial the first time I played it. Thank you for story time. Yeah, no problem. Thank you all so much for watching.